What is up, JL Life? Modell here.
Hi.
Hi.
Got some audiences today.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. So today, Missy and I are going to be installing parts on Heathen. What parts, you ask? Let me tell you.
Ta-da.
What are they again?
Speed bumps. Pneumatic air bumps. Pneumatic air bumps. Air bumps.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Bump stops.
So I'm kidding. So these parts are from Teraflex. They are gas-filled air bumps, and they work as bump stops under the front suspension. They have them for the rear. We're just going to be putting in the front. These will make jumping the Jeep possible. Just kidding. We're not going to do that. Stupid things. Not that stupid. No. And they will also help alleviate a lot of stress on Misty's axles when we are hitting things hard, and it will absorb a lot of the impact on the axle into these, hopefully prolonging the life of these Dana 30s on 37s. But y'all, stay tuned. First thing to do, jack up the Jeep, put your jack stands under, your wheel chocks, and remove the wheels.
So right now they are disconnecting the sway bar. So next what they're doing, we're going to remove the shock here, and then we're also removing the old bump stops so we can get the spring off. Shock is off. Old bump stops are out.
Now,
we are drooped.
It's going to droop a little bit more.
Now it's going to go more droop.
and that, my friend, is how you take a spring out without having to mess with your controller.
We're going to need to remove this, twist, pull.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm
Boom.
so glad I didn't go over there.
The OEM bump stops are a plastic foam material.
Hollow, are they?
When your suspension flexes and one side goes up, it's these in combination with the pucks or whatever bump stop that you have that stops the axle from further flexing, which prevents things from the tires rubbing into things that it shouldn't. Things like control arms. It prevents your drive shafts from rubbing into your transmission. It prevents a lot of damage. Bump stops are important. Put in bump stops. Measuring 2 inches from the bottom of the joust. That's what we're going to be cutting off.
Wear your gloves.
What?
What?
No. So get your personal protective equipment.
Earplugs.
Ear protection. Grinders are loud.
So we got ear protection, eye protection, hand protections.
So you need to talk because I can't hear anything right now. Per the instructions, Teraflex wants you to cut 2 inches off from the bottom of the joust. As you did, tape measure, 2 inches up. A Sawzall, a tailpipe cutting wrench would be useful for here, but I don't have one, so I'm just gonna go balls to the wall and use a cutoff wheel.
Oh my gosh, look at all that dirt.
Okay, good. Hot metal.
Then take a flat disc, throw it on the grinder, and smooth out the edges on the joust, making sure there's no burrs, and just cleaning it up in general.
Next step, remove inner fender.
Big guy with a little wrench.
So, there's an issue.
We have a little notch right here, a little notch right here that's preventing the air bump going all the way through. It looks like there's probably one right there too. We're gonna need to grind those down with something so we can pop that all the way out.
Or a hammer and a chisel.
I was gonna say a hammer and something flat.
I have a really windy servo for some reason. At least I have side markers on this one.
Beautiful. Just like that.
Like a glove.
And now it's nice and flush.
What you want to do to set these speed bumps is if you've already got your bump stops mapped out, well, that's not going to go back in there ever again. Oh, wait, spit on it. Let me spit on that a little bit too. Ah, thank you. Okay. Hey, it helped. I'm getting some lubricity here. Factory bump with the cutoff section. You're looking about that far. The Teraflex speed bump is definitely higher, but you want to be close to, if not maybe a little bit less than this guy, because when this guy collapses, that's the length that we're looking for. I mean, normally if this is pressed all the way in, right where this divot is usually where they stop compressing. So this guy's got about the same range fully compressed as this guy. So, I mean, if you want to set up the bump, probably try it 2 pucks deep.
So we're removing that wiring harness there so they can get the clamp on the top.
All while trying not to break the plastics.
Now that we have everything kind of all prepped how we want it, you're going to need yourself some RTV. You're going to want to cover the entire thing per the instructions. Spread it. After covering it all on RTV, slide it back up into the hole.
It's just gonna
Clean up the messes. I'm gonna go grab some extra shop rag.
Mac and cheese mix.
Oh, look at it.
Okay. All right, lady who owns Jeep, is that a good angle?
A little bit that way. There you go.
Okay.
Remove the wiring harness up yonder.
Just to make it easier to access, get the clamp. On the clamp, you have a side with a big hole and a little hole. You're gonna want the big hole facing outward so you can get the bolt to go in.
Tight squeeze.
I mean, you could always just pull the bump stop out a little bit.
There we go. And get your proper size Allen key, 3/16.
Just check it periodically.
We're going to be going with 2 of the Teraflex pucks, which are a lot wider and thicker than the rock crawler ones.
Pretty round, or like much more bigger
Yeah, they
diameter.
have a lot bigger diameters, so that way when you're flexing, this will come in contact with this.
There's different hardware for depending on how many different pucks you want for the 1, 2, and 3. Comes with 3 max each side. Goes in. What's really cool, we're not going to tighten this on yet. We need to get the spring in. But it comes with this cool little flange wrench, and you can, if you don't have an offset wrench, you hold it while you tighten from the top.
Boom.
Thanks, Teraflex. Reinsert springs. Get your hooks in. Get your bolts. Do some finagling. Goes right in. The Teraflex special tool. Ha, right here.
Ah,
Ha. 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 Ha.
After first 300 miles, tighten everything up every 3,000 miles.
We're all done with this side. That is how it looks installed. We're going to put this side back together, do the other side.
and we're gonna flex it.
We're going to flex it on a tire. It's
Yeah,
going to be hot.
right there.
Bigger tires,
Bigger tire.
bigger flex.
So, guys,
We're all done. It's your Jeep. Talk to the people.
hi people. My Jeep is awesome, and it drives good.
More so around the speed bumps.
So the speed bumps, they feel very nice. The ride is definitely much smoother, especially off-road. Whenever we hit little like dips in the wash or on the trail or whatever, it's not so ugh. It's woo. It's nice.
Just to kind of, again, I just want to stress, when your axle is getting jammed up into your speed bumps, it's a hard hit. And that's a lot of force being pressed down onto your axle. how these speed bumps work, instead of hitting that soft rubber padding and jamming into it, and all that energy from the axle going up is just going to reverberate through everything inside your Jeep, which is why you tussle and get tossed around. This makes it a slower compression, which just absorbs a lot of the energy from the axle just getting jammed up.
Nicer.
Makes for a much smoother ride off-road. Of course, on-road if you're hitting a bumpy road. But this will 100% help prolong the life of your axle housing because it's not taking so much
Abuse.
And what's nice about these is even when we go to a different axle for Heath and Misty's Jeep, I don't have to do anything for this. This is just add bump stops to the new axle, and these are already in. So what's awesome about these are maintenance free. They don't require welding. They are easy to do. Now, the only issue I see, all that RTV we put around is needed. It helps keep the bump stop tight inside the joust. And the only problem I'm seeing when that goes out and having to get that out is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. I would love a set of these. However, you know, as far as like entry level, there's DV8. We all know how that went. Then there's these ones. The front pair costs, I believe it was $389. All the other ones I'm seeing past that are like really high end, like $1,000 for. And
That's a lot.
These might be one of those things that me and Misty have the same of, unless something else comes out. Again, these are maintenance free. They're self-lubing. They have a self-wiping seal, so you're not getting dirt and grime up inside of the shaft.
They make a cool little sound when they're compressing when you first get them. It's kind of cool.
Cool sounds. And they are adjustable. These do come with.
I might have to go and try and jump.
As I was saying, these are adjustable. They come with spacer rings that you can use to help adjust the speed bump itself if you don't want to adjust the bump stop. Now, as of right now, we are using 2 pucks. We're using 2 pucks. Things have just gotten very chaotic, very busy. We haven't been off-roading nearly as much. We've been off-roading as far as just getting that data on if we want to go down to 1 or not. We're not quite there. But if we need to adjust it, it's simple. It's
just loosen, pull it up, take
and
the
you
puck out,
can
and put it back.
you can do it all while everything's together.
There were separate bolts for shorter, huh?
There were, and we have them all. So,
long bolts for 2 pucks, shorter bolts for 1 puck.
guys, thank you for watching, and remember to
Like, comment,
subscribe and share. Stay tuned for the next one. Y'all, keep it easy.